Today, guys, I want to go over a few things that I would love to see changed in Grand RP, and I'm hoping that you guys will agree with me. So I hope you're going to enjoy today's video, and if you haven't joined the server before and want to, be sure to click the link down below in the description, click on Start Playing, select which server you want to play on, register an account, download the launcher, and if you need any more assistance, there's a quick video at the end to help you guys out. Let's dive into it with the very first thing, selling cars to players for state value. Here's an example. You head on over to the car dealership. You buy yourself a beautiful car for $5 million. Maybe you toss some upgrades on it, and then you're like, I don't really want this car. I'm going to sell it to somebody in the city. So maybe you price it at $6 million. You guys have a quick chat and agree on $5.5 million, which is great. But let's say you got that exact same car from the Battle Pass, or you got it from a container. You put the same upgrades on it and everything, but you're not able to sell it. The reason why is because any car you win from a container or the Battle Pass, they're untradeable. It is very annoying, because that's 99% of my cars. I have a very small amount of vehicles that I've actually purchased from the car dealership that I was able to sell. Even recently, a lot of people were telling me, you have a Camaro, can I buy it from you? I really want to get that car. Sadly, I can't sell it. I never drive the vehicle, literally ever. I actually barely drive any of my cars. I pretty much just use the mono wheel because it's very useful and pretty quick, but either way, I would love to have the option to sell some of these vehicles. Because you go up to a car like this Mercedes. So let's say somebody wanted it. Sorry, can't sell it to you, but I could sell it back to the server and get 10% back. 500 grand is what I get from it. And of course, the worst thing is, especially if you're spending real life money, the fact that once you get it in game, it's not actually what you think you're getting in a way. Like if you go and buy a Bugatti Chiron for $10 million, you could then sell it again for $10 million. Then if you put $20 million of upgrades into it, you could sell it for a lot more. But if you won that Bugatti from the Battle Pass or got it from a crate, still put $20 million worth of upgrades into it, no matter what, if you choose to sell that car, you could sell it back to the city for 10% of its original value. It's quite annoying. So I hope in the future they add something where you're able to sell these cars to people in the city or even sell them back to the server for a little bit more money. But at the same time, I'd still much rather be able to sell them to people in the city. And even though the state value may say $10 million, maybe that car just isn't worth $10 million and people will only offer like 3 or 4 million. End of the day, at least you're still able to do it. Like all of these cars I'm walking past right now, not a single one of them, except for the Rolls Royce over there, I'm able to sell. Every single one of them, I won. So technically, they're all worth 10% of what you actually see. Even if I upgraded them a bunch, no matter what, the price is the price. Anyways, let's jump into the next thing here, the pet system. I feel like this needs a big update. So, you get yourself a pet. It's cute. You name it, you guys are connected, you got a good bond there, and then your pet dies. It says -1 day of life. So, in order to revive it, you click M. You go to My Pets, and you click on that there pet, like this panda. It's about to die, so I would click plus right here. Would you like to prolong your pet's life for 15 grand coins? Of course I would. That'd be great. And then boom, my pet will then have 37 days of life. Now here's the issue. Let's say you have another pet, like this dog for example. I really miss it. I want it back. It has -181 days of life. So I'll go and click this plus, prolong its life, but it's not going to come back to life. It's going to say -151 days now. The reason for that is when you actually prolong its life, all you're doing is adding another 30 days to your pet's life. But your pet's in the negative in terms of days of life, which I think is kind of weird. When your pet dies, if you're going to revive it and bring it back to life, you should be able to do that one time, just with a one-time fee of 15 grand coins. The fact that I would have to spend so many grand coins to bring this thing back to life, I find crazy. Like even for this one, if I were to click it one time, it would then say -12 days. So I'd have to spend 30 grand coins to bring it back, and it still wouldn't have a full 30 days of life. I believe then it would have around like 17. So I find that quite annoying because the only way you're able to bring them back to life is by purchasing grand coins and then doing this. So I think if you do it one time, you buy it for 15 grand coins, it should revive your pet, bring it back to its original state with 30 days of life. One of my friends, they had their pet that was dead for like 300 days. They wanted it back, so they spent the 15 grand coins, and they were pissed because the pet wasn't back alive. It just added another 30 days to the negative number. So there were still hundreds of days that he would have to pay off in order to get that pet back. And I find that horrible. Maybe not horrible, but just annoying. Because I have some of these pets like this panda, this teddy bear, this robot, and this little pig that I really love. They're great, but realistically, once they die, I'm never going to be able to use them again. And the only way I will be able to is if I revive them. Now, what would be great is if there was another system in place where, let's say you're not using the pet, you're able to like cryo freeze it or something like that so it doesn't die. Like for example, for the longest time, I was just using this little pig. I wasn't using this teddy bear, this robot, this dog, or this rat. So if I was able to kind of freeze them in time, that would make things so much better. Because the only other option you have then is to get rid of them and sell them. So then maybe you're able to get a little bit of profit out of it. But I don't want to sell them. I want to keep it for myself. End of the day, it would be great if you revive your pet, you pay that one-time fee, and it just revives it and gives you 30 days. Instead of having to spend, it could be anywhere from just 15 grand coins to like 15,000 grand coins, depending on how long your pet's been dead for. Let me know what you guys think of that, because I'm assuming a lot of you out there probably were in the same boat where you had a pet, you really wanted to come back, maybe it was a rare pet like the ones that I have there, but now that it's dead, you're gonna have to spend tons of grand coins just to get it back to life, and then realistically the same thing is just gonna happen again. So I would love for them to alter that system just a little bit. Next up, bring back events where you're able to exchange resources for stuff. Let's be honest here. When it comes to the resources in this game, like diamonds, copper, rubies, emeralds, perch, salmon, all that kind of stuff, it's pretty much useless. Like, what are you actually going to use any of the fish for in this city? Absolutely nothing. You could fry it up and then kind of have it in your inventory if you ever need health, but I got a bunch of resources that I usually just hold on to for whenever one of those events happen. Sadly, we haven't really gotten one of those in a very long time. And you're probably thinking, well, you know, you could take diamonds and rubies to craft a luminous stone. Well, guess what? Luminous stones are worth probably about 50 or 60 grand right now. Let's just take a look at what we need to craft a luminous stone. 500 rubies and 100 diamonds. Now, at the current market price, I'd say one diamond is around 7,000 each, and a ruby, let's say it's around 1,000. So you need 500 rubies. That's 500 grand right there. And then you need 100 diamonds. That's 700 grand right there. So in total, you're looking at $1.2 million to craft a luminous stone that you could just go and buy for 60K. Back in the day, luminous stones used to be worth a lot more money. Like, I'm talking each one was worth probably around $1 million. Then again, the price of rubies and diamonds was also different back then. I believe diamonds were around 4,000 bucks each. Either way, back then, I guess it made sense. Now, there's no reason for anybody to do that. So what else are you going to use rubies, diamonds, emeralds, all that kind of stuff for? Literally any of the resources. There's nothing to use it for other than those events, because then you can exchange those resources and get some cool stuff. I personally loved those events. They were awesome. Even if certain things were priced a little bit too high, at least then there was a purpose for some of those resources. Or maybe you were like me and you didn't like too much stuff from the event, so you just had those resources and sold them to people that did like the stuff so then they can get it and you can make a profit. Either way, those events don't really happen anymore, so all of these resources are pretty much useless. So maybe in the future they'll come out with some new ways that you're able to use the resources. And a few other RP servers that I played on, you were able to go mining, get the resources, take them to another place, melt them down, and craft jewelry out of them. And I thought that was pretty cool. Maybe we'll see something like that. Let me know what you think down below. And the final thing, insurance. Make it more reasonable. Let's say in real life right now, I have a Bugatti Chiron. I'm going to get myself some insurance for it. Now, I don't really know exactly what the current premium is for a Bugatti Chiron, but I'm assuming it's not going to be 10% the value of the car every single month. I buy the Bugatti for, let's say, $2 million in real life. I'm definitely not going to be paying 200 grand a month for insurance. There's no way that would happen. So why would it be like that in the game? Realistically, you got yourself a car like this Mercedes right here. In real life, I could probably go and insure this and pay maybe 250 bucks per month, and I'm covered for pretty much anything that happens. But in this city, the insurance for this car would be $550,000 per month. That's kind of insane. And that's just for this car. Thinking that I'd only be driving this car, I'd only insure one car. Well, no. I got a lot of cars, because maybe the next day I'd want to take out my Rolls-Royce Ghost. And then later that day, maybe I want to take out the Phantom. Well, if I want to do that, insurance is going to be pretty damn high. Now, you don't obviously need to get insurance, but if you don't, there's a very, very, very good chance your car is going to get stolen. And then you would just think, well, maybe I should have just got the insurance because the amount that you pay to get your car back afterwards is the amount the insurance costs. This car, $2.9 million per month to insure. This Phantom, it would be $700,000 per month to insure. And that's just between those three cars. Personally, I think there should be classes of insurance in the city to make it a little bit easier. But let's say you got yourself a sports car. Let's say you got yourself a hypercar. Let's say you got yourself just a regular four-door sedan like this BMW. There should be different premiums for each of those. And that's the price you pay. Like this G-Wagon, let's just say it'll be $1,000 a month. I also get this car insured. It's going to be an extra $300 added on to that. I get this car insured. It's an extra $700 a month. That'll all end up adding up. If I got every single one of my cars insured, then maybe it'll cost a total of 200 grand. Let's just say that. And then I'm paying that every single month, and I'm able to drive all of my cars. That's one of the main reasons I don't drive half of the vehicles I own, because I know if I take them out, it'll be nice to drive them for like 5 minutes until my engine gets shut off and the car gets stolen, and then there's no point, because the amount of money I spend to get the car back is the amount the insurance would have cost. So realistically, it would be great if they offered a better insurance system so I can enjoy the vehicles that I have in my garage instead of just letting them sit here and collect dust. And normally, out of all the vehicles, I'll have maybe 1 or 2 of them. I'll go and insure them, and then I only drive those vehicles around for an entire month. It's quite sad because I do have a lot of really nice cars. I can't remember the last time I took one of my Bugattis out for a spin because there's no insurance on them. And I mean, like I said, I've just been driving around the mono wheel and saving money, I guess. Because I remember before, insuring all of the cars in my family garage cost tens of millions of dollars every single month. It's not something that I want to keep doing because I could use the money for something else. And I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. So let me know about the things that I mentioned in this video. Would you like to see these things changed in the city? And if there's some other stuff you want to see as well, be sure to drop it down below. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one.